channel. So if you're new here, I make videos every Wednesday and Saturday. So if you hit that bell, like, and subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. And today we're going to be talking about what I just did. Okay, so 17 days ago, I traveled down to Tijuana and I got a BBL and liposuction. So I'm here to tell you guys my story. Let's go. So I have been looking at this surgeon for a couple months now, and I was scared because I'm American and you know all the horror stories about Tijuana, but I always kept going back to this surgeon and his work on Instagram because his work was amazing, and I was like, oh my god, I want that. I want that body. I want to look like that. And so I finally was just like, screw it. Just do it. Because coronavirus, I got laid off, and I was like, just do it. And so I did. And okay, so leading up to it, I had to buy supplies. And if you're watching this video because you're planning on doing the same thing, then I am going to tell you what you need. You're gonna need a booty pillow. It's just like a pillow like this. It protects your butt, so you put it on your thighs, and then you just let your butt hang off of it. And when you sleep, you can like have your back inclined, and then the booty pillow under, and so it just protects your butt. Or you can lay on your stomach, but I didn't plan on getting arm lipo, but the doctor talked me into it, and so the whole face, like I only planned on the under the chin, and he's like, just do all this, I want to make you look perfect. And so I was like, okay, but I got the arm lipo, and so it was really hard for me to sleep on my stomach because I had to go like this, and every time I would stretch, I think like my whole body is pretty much healed, but my arms, like the arms were the worst, and the chin, wear your if you get your chin done, get your face faja and wear it, because I didn't wear it religiously because in the beginning I was like, just my body hurt so bad, like I didn't care about my face. Okay, so you're gonna need the booty pillow. You're gonna need, if you don't have anybody to take care of you, you're going to bleed, and bleed a lot. And so you're going to need gauze, medical tape, maxi pads, and puppy training pads if you want to lay them down on your bed or wherever you're sitting, because you will, even though with all the medical tape and the gauze, you're still going to leak. So you're going to need puppy training pads. And so it's a lot. I think I stopped bleeding around the 12th day, and I was so happy because everything stopped bleeding, but like I had this one whole incision in my back that just like wouldn't stop. And another thing is lymphatic massages. Those help so much with healing and getting all the fluid out of your body. And the medications. Arnica helps me a lot. I took this pill called Blood Builder, and you can get it off Amazon. That helped me because I'm anemic, and we'll get into that. Okay, so when I went down to the surgery, I got to San Diego, and then I got my cab from the recovery house that I was staying at, picked me up and took me down to Tijuana. And it was this really nice woman, and her mother was a doctor, and she was the owner of the recovery house. And so she spoke English, but when I got there, it was all Google Translate since then. And that was like, it was pretty scary because like you're going through this traumatic experience and you can't even communicate.
Guys, so it's day after my surgery, the day of my surgery. I'm bleeding a lot from my butt.
So day 3 has totally been the worst day so far. I've elevated blood pressure and a mid-grade fever, 99.5, but it's expectations for my body. I'm trying to get food down. I feel nauseous, so hopefully this works.
Only through like an app, so that was hard. So if you don't know any Spanish, like just be prepared for that. I had to have a translator to even speak to my doctor. That was hard. But it all worked out and I'm happy. I'm happy about it. The recovery center, I was going through a lot. Like I felt like crap and I felt like there was something wrong with me, and they were just assuring me everything was fine, everything's fine. And I knew in my heart that something wasn't fine because I lost so much blood and I'm anemic. And she said it was normal, but I couldn't sleep at night because there was dogs barking. And I mean, it's a great recovery center, but it was just, I was going through pain and I couldn't sleep. And healing your body, when you're going through that, you need a lot of sleep. And so I flew home and it was terrible. I ended up like, cause you can't sit, and I was still in so much pain. I flew home on the 4th day, and when I got to the airport, I had to be wheeled in and patted down in my wheelchair. And then when I got to my gate, I laid on the airport floor by the ticketing gate and just slept there for 4 hours because there was a hurricane happening in Houston. And so I had to get back anyways because it was a hurricane 4. And so like I didn't prepare for this. And so I had to fly back. And so I got home, slept like a freaking baby. Like it was the best sleep of my life. And I pretty much, everything got better after that. But around day 8 or 9, I started feeling like whenever I got up, intense migraines. And I was reading online that if you're feeling like that, you need to go to the doctor. And so I go to the doctor, and they said I'm severely anemic, and my hemoglobin was an 8, which it should be like a 10 to 14. So I got a blood transfusion. And after the blood transfusion, I like, my body started healing, the bruising went away, I felt better, and it was, I think the whole reason I felt like shit was because I needed blood. And that happens a lot. It could be fatal if you don't get it checked out. BBL in lipo is one of the most deadly medical procedures you can get, so do not play with that. If you feel like crap, go to the hospital. And so I was ready to go, and the doctor said I could go, but they were taking forever. And so I left against medical advice, which I usually do that. I'm a Sagittarius, so if you tell me I'm gonna leave, I'm ready to go now. So don't tell me I can leave until I can leave. So they told me I could go, but then they were taking their time. So I left against medical advice. And then 2 days later, I was feeling fine. Honestly, I was feeling fine. And I get a call from the hospital, and they said, you need to come back. You have you could have sepsis, and because your blood came back positive for bacteria. So I go back to the hospital, and it was terrible. They poked me in both hands. I still have bruises. And then I have really weak veins because I'm anemic. And they poked me 6 times, and I went into a full-blown panic attack.
So the guy that called me, I don't have a blood clot, I have sepsis. And I was allergic to the first medication, so now I'm dealing with burning lungs on top of that. So.
And my chest started burning, and I didn't know if I was having a panic attack or if it was because of the medicine that they just put in me. I didn't know if I was allergic to it. And so they stopped that medicine, and then they put a new medicine in, and I got hives all over my chest. And usually when I'm having a panic attack, my telltale sign is the hives. I get hives all over my chest, and and so I was like, am I allergic to this medicine, or am I having a panic attack because I just got poked 6 times, and I hate needles. And so I didn't know, and then they admitted me. I was going through a lot of shit at that moment because my mom went down to Texas, and she was with her boyfriend's family, and they didn't see me on the way there, and that pissed me off. And then a week went by, and she was supposed to see me on that Friday, and then I get the call that I had to go to the hospital. So I was pissed off anyways because I was going to see my mom, and my mom's never seen my house here in Houston, and I was really excited, and I cleaned all night, and I just wanted to impress her, you know. And like, I don't know, me and my mom just don't have a good relationship. She's an Aries, I'm a Sagittarius, we're both fire signs. I feel like I pretty much raised her my entire childhood, so I never get like an I'm proud of you, or I don't know, I try really hard to like impress her, or just, you know, get something out of it. At least I have my dad has always been there for me. But yeah, right before, when I was in the ER, she came and seen me. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't like what I thought it was gonna be, but at least I seen her, and I felt like an afterthought, because she was like, you know, she didn't see me on the way there, and they went to see this 86-year-old, his grandma or whatever, in the hospital. She was dying, and here I am in the hospital dying of fucking sepsis, and you know, it's not a big deal. It's like, call me in the morning. Well, I could be dead in the morning, but okay, yeah, sure. You know, like, I just felt like shit. And then I was feeling fine in the hospital. They were like I stopped taking my pain meds at day 4, and I'm pretty sure that's what made me start feeling better, because like, when you're doped up on those pain meds, you don't know how you feel. All you feel is like, just like the pain meds, you know? So I stopped taking those at like day 4, and like, that's when I started feeling better, besides the blood. So like, and plus another thing is, in Mexico, they only give you codeine. They don't give you the Percocets like they do here in America. And so it's not that strong anyways, but it still made me feel like shit. So that's another thing, like, don't overdo it on the pain meds, or you're never gonna heal. And then the nurses, they weren't that nice to me once I went from the ER to the private room that I was gonna be staying in. And they weren't that nice to me, and like, I needed help with my faja, because like, you have to like unzip it and stuff. And so I couldn't do it because I had they had to get like an IV, I don't know, like this camera to see where your veins are. So I had it in this really weird position. Oh, and another thing, the nurse down in the emergency room, she tried to get the vein in my funny bone on my fucking elbow, and I screamed. I was like, please stop, please stop, please stop. But then they ended up doing it up here, and then I couldn't move my arm, so it made it really difficult. And the nurse had no fucking sympathy whatsoever. She was, in lack of other words, she was a bitch. And every nurse that came in just treated me like, I don't know, like they had some kind of, I don't know, like I was super sweet, I was nice. That's my MO. Like, I'm polite to people. That's how I was raised. And so like, when she was helping me put my faja on, she slapped my titty, like, as into like, you know, for me to lift my tit so she could buckle me. But I just, like, I wanted to fucking hit her right there. I was like, oh my god, you do not just fucking slap my tit. it pissed me the fuck off. And then after that, there was no coming back. I was fucking pissed, and I let them fucking know. I was like, ooh. And then I was just praying really, really hard the first morning. And I was like, please God, like I have a really bad feeling about this. Like, I don't want to be here. I feel like something bad is going to happen. And then I was supposed to stay 3 days until my blood cultures come back. And then this doctor came in, and he's like, you know what? You have perfectly good vitals. You don't have a fever. You don't have any signs of infection. Your wounds are clean. You can go home. And only 2 of your blood samples were contaminated out of 3. So it was probably just a mistake. And that's when I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And then the nurse that was in the room while the doctor was talking to me, her face dropped because she seen me smile. What the fuck? Like, you see me smile and you get pissed off? Like, something's fucking wrong there. And so the doctor said I could go home, and then she came back in after the doctor left and tried to give me more medicine. She's like, I was like, I don't need that medicine. The doctor said that I could go home. She's like, well, I don't have your discharge papers yet, and it's still on your chart. And I was like, I don't want it. And she got all pissed off and wanted to give me it. And I was like, I just wanted to go home at that point, and I didn't want any more medicine. My whole arm was swollen. I had hives. I couldn't breathe. Like, get me the fuck out of this place. And then
So as I'm sitting here editing this video, I thought it was very important to just say that I think that, I know it sounds crazy, but I was praying really hard because I felt like the nurses didn't have my best intentions, and I felt like I was going to become a COVID number. And the way that her face dropped when she seen that I was happy and going home, and they were feeding me these medicines that were very powerful, and my body was reacting badly, and that people are dying from like motorcycle accidents and being labeled as a COVID number, I felt like my life was in danger, and that's why I started praying really hard. And then miraculously, after I prayed, like 20 minutes later, this doctor comes in and tells me that I can leave. I felt like that wasn't a coincidence, and I felt like if I didn't pray, or something bad would have happened to me. And that's why, like, the nurse, like, didn't want to come in, and like, I don't know. It was all just really, really fucking scary. And yeah.
So I kept pressing the button because I wanted to leave, and she wouldn't come back, and they were fucking with me at that point because they seen how happy I was to leave. And so it went for 2 hours. Nobody came to see me, and I kept pressing the button and nobody would check on me. So I still had my bandage, my gauze and my tape in my to-go bag, so I pulled my own fucking IV out and I left. And so I was walking to my car, and the nurse is like, she came up to me, she's like, you know, that's not cute. Are you still wearing your IV? I was like, no, I pulled it out. And she's like, yeah, that's not cute. And I was like, you know what's not cute? Is you guys treating me like shit, fucking with me when you know I wanted to leave. I was like, you know what? The doctor said I could leave, and you got that big frown on your face once you've seen how happy I was. I know what you're doing. And I was like, I'm not trying to fight with you. I just want to go home. And then she gave me the discharge papers, made me sign it in the fucking parking lot, and I got her name. I'm going to a lawyer tomorrow because, one, I'm not paying that fucking bill when they fucking contaminated my blood and then made me stay there and get all this medicine that I don't fucking need. I'm not paying for that. And then her slapping my titty and then treating me like shit. And she was African, and the whole wing was African women, and I felt like it was a race thing, honestly. Like, I don't like to say stuff like that, but I felt very, very uncomfortable because of my skin color, and they made it very well known about that. And it was just fucked up. And I don't believe in racism. I don't like that. So like, and it's 2020 with all the shit going on. Like, really, you're gonna fucking treat me like that? And then, yeah, and so I came home. I haven't heard from the doctors whatsoever, and I'm doing fine. So that's my story so far, and so far I love my body. I'm getting back into... Hey guys, so this is my results, and I'm 17 days post-op, and I'm finally feeling better to be able to show you guys my results. So I had lipo and skin tightening in my stomach, and I got rid of my hip dip, and so now I'm finally feeling confident in my bikini. And I got a Brazilian butt lift, and my butt is still a little high right now. It's not as swollen, but it looks really good. I definitely got some booty, and I got lipo in my arms. I don't recommend doing that unnecessarily. I still have a bit of bruising. And then in my face, I got lipo in my chin, and you can still see I'm like healing. I have a lot of massages I still have to do, so it looks a little crazy right now. I got buccal fat removal, and then fat transfer into my cheeks and under my eyes. And I love my side profile. I don't have the big thing that I used to have, and I'm just overall so happy with my body, and I feel like a new woman. Sorry guys, my phone died, so I am recording from my phone. So that was my story, and I'm gonna put my before and after pictures right here. And if you have any questions or just wanna know anything, just let me know, and I'll be happy to answer that in the comments below. Follow me on all my social media, and I look forward to being with you guys. So thank you so much, and I will be seeing you on Saturday. Have a good day. Bye.